I'm sure you've all seen the news. Jurgen Klopp will be stepping down as Liverpool manager at the end of the season. Now, his contract did actually have a couple of more seasons left on it, but he's decided that by the looks of the interview, by the looks of how tired he is, and he's just physically and mentally exhausted because he does put absolutely everything into managing Liverpool. Now, what does this mean for Liverpool fans? This is a huge, huge disappointment for fans. So the official interview is up on the Liverpool Football Club website, which you can go and see now. It's available on YouTube or the website. So some of the obvious questions that jump up are, has something happened? Is he ill? Is there something he's not telling us? And he has said that there is no health issues and it's just a case of the time is right. And I think this was always the way Klopp was going to go. I don't think he was ever going to be sacked because there would be uproar from the fans for what he's done to the club, because he has absolutely transformed Liverpool Football Club in a way that I don't think we've seen for a long time, especially with Liverpool. He's a special manager. He has said, obviously, for the last 6 months, he would like the next 30 games or whatever Liverpool have left, he would like that to be all the energy focused on the team. And that sums up what Jurgen Klopp is like. I think every single club in the world would like Jurgen Klopp as their manager. Yeah, it's a sad day for Liverpool fans. A couple of the questions that it does raise is who is going to replace Klopp? And is that almost I want to ask this question to you. Is replacing Klopp the cursed chalice? Just like when Sir Alex Ferguson left Manchester United, the person to follow him was always going to struggle, and that was David Moyes. And look how that turned out. And ironically, when you look back at David Moyes' time, he was doing no worse than any of the other managers that have come after him. He was actually doing a little bit better than some of them. But when you're comparing it to Sir Alex, he was always going to be performing poorly. And that is where Liverpool find themselves. And this is the most critical point in Liverpool's history right now. Klopp has built the team now up to a point where Liverpool are ready and are challenging for the league title, amongst other trophies. They're in a great position, and I think this is where it does differ slightly with Sir Alex and Manchester United. He left them at the end of their life cycle, and it was a bit of a bad way to go in a way, because he left them, aging players. He'd won all the things he wanted to win and just left them, and the club was in disarray. It was just absolutely horrendous time for Manchester United, and 13 years later, they still haven't recovered. And I think what Klopp has done here, he didn't want to get to the point where he just collapsed one day or just said, I've had enough, or got sacked, or he didn't want to end it like that. He wanted to end it with Liverpool back on the rise. He's built Liverpool 2.0, as they call it. They're in a great position. They have one of the most exciting squads in the league right now. And he thought, well, let's leave Liverpool in an amazing situation, ready for the next manager to come in, already with a growing young team with the experience to lead them of Van Dijk and Salah and Alisson and Alexander-Arnold coming into his absolute prime. It's a great time to go. If you're going to go, go while you're on the up, and that's what he's done. This does also mean that his assistants will be leaving. So that is Pep Lijnders, a couple of the other backroom staff. They are all changing as well as the sporting director, that George Smatka. I'm going to pronounce that wrong. He's also leaving. Now, that was only ever going to be a temporary appointment, but it has been confirmed that he is leaving as well. So it's wholesale change for Liverpool Football Club. And this could be the making or breaking of them, because we've seen before, the last real, you've had Brendan Rodgers, never really felt the right fit for Liverpool. He done well, nearly won the league, did well, just didn't feel quite right, and then that all ended in tragedy at the end, and Klopp replaced him. Rafa Benitez is probably the last manager who was a success for Liverpool. And I think the difference was Liverpool need a manager who is connected to the city, to the club, who doesn't have to be an ex-player, but it has to be someone who really gives their all and the fans can get behind. Because when you had people like Roy Hodgson, it was the wrong appointment, and obviously it didn't last long anyway. So I think the manager is really important. probably more so than any other club. I don't think there's another club where the manager is so vital, in the sense his personality has to be absolutely right for the city and the club, because you're not just managing Liverpool, you are coming into the city and you will be welcomed in, and you need to be part of this sort of the aura of Liverpool Football Club, and that includes the city. So looking at replacements, who is there? The obvious standout choice is Xabi Alonso. What he's done with the Bayer Leverkusen team is just incredible. They are still unbeaten this season in the Bundesliga, and may well be toppling Bayern Munich for the first time in, I think Munich have won 10 or 11 Bundesliga titles in a row. So what Alonso's doing there is phenomenal. But you do have to be careful, because jumping from the Bundesliga to his first proper managerial job from the Bundesliga to the Premier League, to the team top of the Premier League, is a huge ask. Now, we have seen success. I think Tuchel did pretty well at Chelsea. I think he was unlucky to get sacked, to be honest. So I think Tuchel did okay. Obviously, Klopp has done an amazing job, like none other. So is it possible? Yeah, it is possible. And I think he is the obvious choice. I've seen people mention De Zerbi at Brighton. I think that's a little bit riskier. And as you've seen with Chelsea, getting the wrong decision here is absolutely costly. I mean, when they had Potter, that always felt like a strange appointment. Obviously didn't work. I mean, I think you can kind of rule out Chelsea as an example, to be honest, because they are such a basket case club at the moment. Even Pochettino's struggling. They are getting better, so maybe it is on the turn. But I think for Liverpool to find the right manager, it's got to be someone who feels the club. So I'll be fascinated to find out who your suggestions are. Again, they could have been looking at Gerrard. Don't forget, if this had happened a year ago, I think the clamouring for Gerrard would have been the big call. And now that is looking like a massive dodged bullet, because what Gerrard has done, he's proven he's not ready to be a top tier manager. What he did to Villa were a promising team who he just absolutely tanked. It just did not work there, whether that was his tactics or whether it was just his man management, we don't quite know. But obviously, as soon as he was replaced, what Emery has done has been incredible. You got to look, would Emery be a choice? Would they be looking at someone like that? Who knows? I don't quite think he is the right fit for Liverpool, to be honest. They're going to have to replace Klopp at the end of the season. That's the problem. So do they find someone as an interim? Because our manager's going to be concerned about taking the job after Klopp. Do you want to take you probably want to take the job after the person after Klopp, don't you? You want to be the second person, because I think you've got to have some pretty self-confidence has got to be pretty high if you are taking over from Jurgen Klopp to lead this Liverpool team. But what a time to do it. Top of the league, in the cup final. So it's a wonderful stage for Liverpool right now. And if you're going to be coming in at the end of the season to manage Liverpool, they could well have a couple of trophies in the bag from the season before. So you're going to get a little bit of grace period, because the team is on a high, the city is on a high, and the footballing world the eye is going to be on you to repeat what Klopp has done. And that is no easy feat. So it's huge news. All the news outlets are going to be covering this now. So there's going to be loads of names being thrown around. And I think it sums Klopp up. I think it sums his personality up, that he wanted to leave the club in a great position. He didn't want to leave last year. There was calls already last year for Klopp to maybe step down, and he was looking tired. In a lot of the interviews from last season, he was looking I don't want to say, he was looking kind of fed up. He was looking very worn out by all the arguments about VAR and all the stuff going on with refereeing and the disaster that is. He gets a lot of the same questions. His press conferences, while he's always fun to watch in the press conferences, he does get tired of the same questions. So I'm not surprised. He's lasted, I think, is it 9 years now? 8-9 years he's been at Liverpool. So that's the longest stint he's ever done at management. He has said he will not return to England to manage another Premier League team. That will not happen, he has said. So Manchester United fans, Chelsea fans, I'm sure you're excited about this, and it's great news for you. But he will not be coming back to manage you or any other English club. He has said that in the interview. Would he be an international manager? You know, maybe Liverpool offer him some sort of director role. I don't know. We just don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But the exciting bit now for Liverpool fans is who they find to replace him. And to say it's the most important it's the most important decision for Liverpool fans and Liverpool Football Club to find now is who will replace Jurgen Klopp. Who can replace Jurgen Klopp? We'll just have to wait and see. So, yeah, I'm excited to hear. So please drop your suggestions who you would like or who you think might be the next Liverpool manager. Yeah, are you happy about it? I'm sure all the other clubs, I'm sure you are all absolutely ecstatic about this news. This was just as exciting as when Sir Alex was stepping down and all the rival fans were just like, you know, throwing a party. So thank you for watching. I'm looking forward to reading your comments and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.